was Saturday night. I turned the TV on just to see what was going on. You'd been gone a while, didn't hear from you. I just want to know if you're safe and sound, 'cause I want to know if you made it out or if you're caught up in the mess. So tell me, are you okay? 'Cause I don't wanna lose you. It ain't easy 'cause I know I'm not with you. But tell me, are you okay? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't know what I'll do.
Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to Healing Connection. My name is Joey McBride, and I am the Vice President of Healing Tools for Warriors Midwest. I'm a 15-year Army veteran, and my last duty station was in Iraq, and I was there from 2002 to 2004. My career came to a halt when my Humvee was hit with an IED. For those of you who may have forgotten, that is a roadside bomb. Since then, I've had to undergo many surgeries to repair the damage that I had sustained from the IED. And like many of you listening, I also came home with some invisible wounds. And I've been living with PTSD and TBI ever since. Most of you already know what PTSD stands for, but those of you who don't know what TBI is, traumatic brain injury. This podcast has been a long time coming. And a lot of folks have asked me to create something that speaks to the struggles we all face. The more importantly, something that points us towards healing. So here we are. Healing Connections is a space for veterans, first responders, spouses, caregivers, and even community leaders to come together, share stories, talk about what is helping, what is not helping, and what is just getting by look like. We're keeping things real. No fluff, no buff, no pretending. Just real people doing the hard work of healing. Now, I'm going to tell you our mission statement for Healing Tools for Warriors. Our mission is to provide warriors, both veteran and first responders alike, who battle with post-traumatic stress disorder and traumatic brain injury, as well as their battle buddies, a safe place to gather with other TBI, PTSD warriors, connect the warriors with local businesses and community organizations that are dedicated to supporting and aiding in the healing process of the warrior, with an emphasis on enhancing their ability to perform daily activities and to improve their quality of life, as well as to educate the local warrior with local programs, jobs, and volunteer opportunities that enable the warrior to regain their sense of purpose and move past their medical restrictions. Our ultimate goal is to connect every warrior with the tools and resources to reintegrate into society and into their life. So, why are we here? Healing Tools for Warriors is a mission that is pretty simple. We provide a safe place for warriors, veterans, and first responders who are battling PTSD and TBI. We connect them with families, especially their spouses, their battle buddies, to local businesses and community groups who actually do care. We want to focus on connecting our veterans and first responder communities. We believe in collaboration. This is not a competition with anybody else. So when we can work together, we can actually achieve so much more. We share tools, and something like that might even mean therapeutic activities, peer groups, volunteer opportunities, benefit education, or just even a good meal and a safe conversation. So each year we have a weekend retreat that is packed with speakers to learn more tools and activities that you get to do. These retreats will alternate between the Midwest and the Florida Panhandle. And I will explain that in a little bit. Because we want to help warriors enhance their abilities to function day to day, reconnect with a purpose, and most of all, start living again. This includes spouses too. Because PTSD doesn't just hit the veteran or first responder, it really hits the whole family. And we're here to support the people who support us. And a lot of times we forget that it's the people behind the scenes that endure the most of half the weight that we bear, because they carry their own and ours. So we have to make sure that they are taken care of and recognized as well. Now, when I told you earlier that about our retreats, that one will be in southern Indiana one year and one will be in Florida one year, it's because Florida Panhandle is actually where Healing Tools for Warriors started. This started back in 2010 by our founder and CEO, Penny Pinkham. Later on, you'll get to learn more about her and other programs in a future episode. I was with her when she first started talking about this and wanting to get this organization together, and by helping her, we made her vision come true. In 2017, my wife and I moved to southern Indiana. And actually, there's no bases where we live now, so connecting with other veterans is a challenge. Now, there is a armory and a National Guard, but as far as base activities or whatnot, we don't have anything like that. We don't have a commissary. We don't have a PX. We don't have any of that here. So actually trying to find veterans out there is not the easiest thing. We continue to connect with Healing Tools for Warriors from afar. In March of 2019, the board of directors from Healing Tools in Florida reached out to us and asked us if we could actually consider starting a hub in the Midwest. We were very excited, and we did say yes. So, as you can see, our journey once began in the Midwest, and we were moving along quite well until March of 2020, and we know what the hell happened then. 1 year in, and the world shut down. People lost their minds. Nobody knew what to do anymore. But COVID may have slowed down our progress, but you know what? It didn't stop us. Once we were allowed back out of our homes and was able to gather with veterans and first responders, we started something up called Buddy Check. And what we did is we would connect with them, talk, play cards, or just enjoy a sense of camaraderie. And that's something that when you move back to an area that doesn't have bases, you kind of lose that sense. And that's something that we want to try and give back. My wife ran a monthly gathering called Caregivers Tea for spouses, moms, kids, siblings, actually anyone who was touched by a member of their family that is serving or did serve and is also a first responder or was a first responder. They would often have crafting days and peer support. But in 2025, we felt the need to shift something around, and we wanted to include the whole family together. So like I said, we did shift gears, and we created something called Healing Arts, which now meets on the fourth Saturday of each month at the River City Eagles 4023 on Franklin Street, which is in Evansville, Indiana. In Healing Arts, we may do craft, art therapy, have a session of learning how to play guitar, or just chat. Whatever you may need to do, we will be there. If you need help with benefits, we can do that too. We can guide you because that is what we're wanting to do. We also have special gatherings throughout the year. It could be a picnic or an opportunity to come together and learn some cool things like something on a Cricut, learn about a Glowforge, or even a 3D printer. So if you happen to live in the tri-state area around southern Indiana, be sure to follow us on our Facebook page so you don't miss out on an opportunity to gather in person. And something else that we just rolled out that I would like to introduce is our new webpage, www.healingtoolsforwarriorsmidwest.org. Give it a check. There's things on there because we will try and make sure the things that are on there will also be the same things that you will see on Facebook, and we will update it as time goes on, add new pictures, add new things, new events. All these things will be on both our Facebook page and on our website. So, something else that we do, which is once a month on a Monday night, we go visit veterans in a transitional housing or permanent housing for them if that's what makes them feel comfortable. These are guys and girls who served but might not right now have a stable home, and at one time they were recently homeless. They may have had something go good, and then all of a sudden life flipped them upside down and they ended on the streets. They didn't know where to go. There was nothing out there for them. But thank goodness this housing development came along, and that is what is strictly in this. It is for veterans, by veterans. And because of that, we don't show up with a clipboard, but we do show up with a home-cooked meal, a listening ear, and maybe a little hope. We sit with them, we talk with them, and we break bread together. Sometimes we even play cards. Like my wife just learned how to play spades. Since everybody that knew how to play, they are teaching her too. So that made it kind of fun. Sometimes we talk about the benefits they did not know they had access to. Because they think because they're homeless, they're not qualified for anything. Well, that's wrong. Other times, we just talk about the game last night or even about the weather that's coming up. But it's simple, it's powerful, and I've seen lives start to shift just because someone cared enough to show up. And that's what I want you guys to understand. I am here to show up once a week with you and to be there with you and help you as much as I can. But we're not doing this alone. We have people in our local community that have donated some stable shelf pantry items that we can take during our visit to restock their pantry at their home. And this could be anything from clothes to canned goods to anything. I'm talking about like rice-a-roni, mac and cheese, things like that. But one of the people that we have partnered with is River City Eagles 4023. And by that, what they do is they set out a shopping cart inside their area so that people can donate pantry items each month. And we are very, very grateful for that partnership. Also, we had a huge donation from the VFW 2053 in Evansville, Indiana. Because they had collected a whole bunch of stuff and didn't know what to do with it until we asked about it. And they gave us a ton of stuff. It was awesome. So let's talk about PTSD and TBI. What's it really like? We all know living with TBI and PTSD means that we deal with stuff every single day. Most of the time, folks out there in the community don't see it. It's not just nightmares or flashbacks, but we know those are real. These are little things, big things that nobody picks up on. That's normal to them. And it could be something that's a noise that is too loud. Sometimes it's a memory that doesn't work the way it used to. Sometimes it's even anger, anxiety, or just feeling detached from everything. I'm not alone, and I'm here to let you know you are not alone. This podcast isn't about pretending that I've got it all figured out. Far from it. It's about sharing what has helped for me, what has failed me, and what I'm still trying to figure out. Because maybe, just maybe, what I share could help somebody else. And what you share could help somebody else out too. This is something that can work together like a spider web. All these little things that we tell each other can work for one person or another. But I do believe that connection is the first step to healing. It doesn't fix everything, but it keeps us from drowning in the silence. That's what this podcast is all about. I will even have guests on here from time to time. They could be veterans, spouses, first responders, other organizations, and maybe even some state and local leaders. People with real stories, real solutions, and real struggles. So every episode we will dig into something new, and I will tell you some days it will be heavy. Some days it will be hopeful. But most of all, it's going to be honest. So if you've made it this far, I want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Now, if you do have feedback, if you like what you heard, or you didn't, or you want more of something, reach out to me. Let me know what works. This podcast is a space for all of us, and your voice matters just as much. One way you can do that is you can email me at htfwmidwest@gmail.com. That's htfwmidwest@gmail.com. Tell me what has helped you, what you want to hear more of, or maybe what's some topics you're struggling with that you would like to see if somebody out there may have some answers for you. But I also want you to know if you are in a crisis, please do not wait. Text 988. It's free, it's confidential, and they're there for you. So as we wrap this up, I would like for you to come back next week, because I will try and put something like this out every Monday, so this way you guys have something to go through for the rest of the week. So what I would like is for you to bring a friend, bring your spouse, bring your stress, bring your doubts. But you can also, and most of all, bring your broken pieces. Because why? This is a place for healing. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time on Healing Connections. But most of all, remember, I've got your six.
'Cause I don't wanna lose you. It ain't easy 'cause I know I'm with you. But tell me, are you okay? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't know what I'll do without you. Are you okay? So tell